I'm Andy Jacques Mains, engineer for Ibis Cycles. I designed the Ibis Oso you see here. Today we'll talk about the upper and lower links and how to service them. To service the upper and lower links requires slick honey, Antiseize, and Loctite 243, a stubby 4mm Allen wrench, 4, 5, 6, and 8mm Allen wrenches, a chainring backer tool, a tri-Allen always helps. You need a torque wrench with 5, 6, and 8mm heads. To service the upper and lower links on the Oso, start by removing the bolts that hold the upper link to the rear triangle. At this step, before you remove the shock, it's important to loosen the front triangle upper link bolts. Our next step is to completely remove the shock. We have a separate video that shows you how to do that. To remove the upper link, loosen the two front triangle bolts. It was important to loosen them beforehand, otherwise it would be too tight to be able to take the bolts off. Remove the last bolt and slide the upper link out of the frame. So loosen the pinch bolt on the lower link on both sides with a 4mm Allen wrench. On the left side, you'll need a stubby Allen wrench, 4mm, or remove the design cover off the motor. Once the pinch bolts are loose, loosen and remove the side bolts from the lower link. In order to give clearance to the rear link, you need to remove the chainring from the spider. Removing the crank arm doesn't really help because it's not attached to the chainring. So just removing the chainring from the spider is the ticket. So with the chainring off, now the lower link will remove from the frame. You want to inspect that the bushing is clean and that the shaft has no wear marks on it. If everything looks clean, then you can just put some grease on the O-ring and the bushing and put it back together. If there is excessive dirt or wear on the bushing, then look for our video on how to replace the bushings available on the website. To reassemble, make sure that the pinch bolts are facing downward, and so install the rear link on the non-drive side and the front link on the drive side. Also, don't forget the bushing washer, which goes over the hex side of the link, and then rejoin front and rear triangles. Next is to install the side bolts of the lower link. You use Loctite 243 on the threads. Use a 6mm Allen wrench to tighten to 3 Nm. Repeat the same process for the other side. Next, tighten the pinch bolts of the lower link with a 4mm Allen wrench. Remember, the non-drive side needs a stubby 4mm Allen wrench. Next, install the chainring. The upper link has bearings for the rear shock mount. If these need replacement, then we recommend replacing the entire link, which comes with new bearings. This is available on the Ibis website or through your local dealer. To start, install the upper link into the front triangle and use front triangle bolts to hold it in place. Use an 8mm Allen wrench to install the upper link into the front triangle. Don't tighten these down all the way quite yet. Same bolt on both sides. To reinstall the shock, see our separate video on the correct method to reinstall the shock, available on our website. When you have the rear triangle drop down from the upper link, now is a great time to be able to replace the rear derailleur housing, the rear brake line, or try to route a new speed sensor cable. This gives us access to the wires passing between the front and rear triangles. Using an 8mm Allen wrench, install the rear triangle to the upper link. Don't tighten these bolts all the way yet. At this point, you want to torque with an 8mm head all the upper link bolts, front triangle and rear triangle on both sides, torque to 20 Newton meters. For more information about the Ibis Oso or any of Ibis cycles, visit ibiscycles.com.